great job here at Gentlemen Again, thank you all for watching on Dirt TV, Dirt.tv. If you're in the San Francisco moving back anytime this year, jump on Dirt learn a little coverage or help with everything kind of vegan rodeo, everything else. We have, like I said, Android Road. That's kind of when I saw that, there was about 30 that was great, but I know something like that. Driver race, back to the somebody who prefers Dirt TV to one thing, yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah, you're right. They're only trying on just getting one premium done, and it's still the early learnable iteration, still very young and infancy, trying to set everything up technologically. But again, we thank the coaches for all their work on the last 2 years. But Dirt TV, a lot bigger, better, big, Riley Marie and John Garden Jr. That's a J4 car, getting pretty quick. Did mention also that Crayley Badger Chuck Benton coming in 6 out of 6. Second off the pace, 6.5 off the pace.
That is a super late model motor that's in that 184 that's after this. Yeah, Kyle was kind of sure out here in Crate Lake. I'm not sure I've ever seen him win here in a super late car though. I'm still looking for maybe the first. Yeah, I think he has one win in a super late here. I can go back and check. But, years ago we ran the supers and a little bit late. Super late model win. It's been a while nonetheless. And so those that heat the motor for one more sprint car. Not sure who that is rolling down the back stretch. Casey Weaver, yep, the 4W car of Casey Weaver. And taking heat the motor. Here comes our last Triple Late model pulled out on the racetrack now, led by that number 15 of Matt Clark, one of our great late model competitors here at the racetrack. Followed by the 1B of Race Villager, and white red of the white car. 14 James, potentially James Young out there, they're a crazy run. Late in that machine, behind him. Jared Miley, John Lee in third, fourth, Alex Marina, 1C car, and the 4J of Johnny Garvin Jr. Sitting at fifth. That's your top five so far in hot laps. Do not count for any sort of qualifying efforts. They'll come back up and qualify in a moment. First set of qualifying looks like it's ready to go. As we got the Crusher Mike Norris in the lineup area. Next to him, I believe that is Jared Miley potentially. The 10 and the 10-star car are too similar.
They're both down there, but Levi Yetter is going to be right behind Miller in the 10-star. And looks like the 71 will be behind them. All right, we're going to qualify our super late models next. They'll be coming out on the racetrack 3 at a time. They'll be getting 2 time laps to set the heat races for this season's contest.
Very good. Nick's killing up here, by the way. I'm taking a day off in this corner. I'm just going to sit on it, doing some racing. You got this, Mel.
Well, I don't know, but I'll run out of something to say eventually.
Just call me out of the pen whenever you need me. Take a day off. All right, so the first group rolling out of the racetrack. Again, it's the Crusher Mike Norris, Levi Yetter in the 10-star car, and Johnny Garvin in the 4J. Michael Norris. And quick time so far, 16.4, 5.4, 16.4, 5.4 for the Crusher Mike Norris. did. Maybe fortunate that it was the left rear tire that came off. Unfortunately, I know from experience that one of the right sides come on. Usually ends much differently. It does.
He was hitting that high and getting here.
Can't tell if it broke off or just came off.
So Rich Thomas' second lap didn't count. He got across the checker flag before the caution came out for racing with his tires. Mitch will be seventh quick with a 18.182. 3 did get a lap in. He's still second quick with a 16.633. So hopefully that was just the wheel that came off, and not anything substantial with the end of the car, and we'll be good to go. With the race coming up. Yeah.
Hit that.
Alex
And that
Murray
wheel
now.
comes up, and then it
There it is. Hey, we're back.
That was by Stephen Watkins.
Hey, we're back. I can talk again. I just seem really still now. But yours shouldn't stand still. If you want, listen, next time, if you haven't already, head down to the Checker Flag Food Court. Go to the Road Squad Club Chicken merch stand out. Get t-shirt deal today. 1 for 10, 20. Easily 1 for 20. 2 for 35. Down at the merch stand. So our car missing from that last set was the 94 AJ Campbell. Unfortunately, he was late getting over to staging. Don't know if he had an issue after hot laps. Wasn't quite get over there in time. We'll give him one time lap at the end of qualifying. But we're going to get Free's car off the racetrack now, so it shouldn't be too much longer before our next group is out on the racetrack. Breaking news into the press box. Michael Norris's lap of 16.454 is a new track record here at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. He broke the old track record by 0.4 of a second. Alright, looks like our green track is now clear. Our next set will be coming out. Circle with the blue cars. Wow. They are the handcuffs that connect us all. But, yeah, Kyle Lucon, the only guy running up there at the top side of the racetrack, almost kissed the 2-year-old wall out there. So your fears are true. No time for Colton Squinter or something wrong with that transponder on that car.
I think we were able to mainly get one lap for it, but unfortunately that transponder was not functioning or not turned on. So right now we're out on the racetrack looking for a rotor. Useful rotor, I'm going to guess. We get a chance to make sure that it's not sitting on the racetrack and that could be out.
We'll be all the way up here.
Done from lost that tire.
All right, I'm going to hand over the microphone since I'm just a substitute guy over to Eric Westendorf from Lernerville Speedway to talk a little bit about our new partnership with Dirt TV.
Thank you, Nick. Always dangerous giving a microphone. Never know when you're going to get it back. But hopefully everyone saw on social media the announcement earlier this week or late last week. The Dirt TV is now the official streaming partner of Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. Tyler and I worked originally when it was Lernerville TV. We drilled holes in the floor over here just to get the wires and the cables down to the cameras. So it's good to get back together. We got one more surprise we're going to talk about. That's not the only announcement. That's just the first of 2 announcements. We'll talk about the other one a little bit later tonight, but our next flight of late models is rolling over the Speedway.
Thank you for the kind words.
And it's going to be hard to catch Mike Norris. Again, new track record. And you have to beat that. You have to set a new track record if you're going to beat that. That's how the math works. That's how it works. I was never good at math, Nick. That's why I majored in low mid-18s are where you expect to be. Any given weekend here at Dirt Farm Track Farm, it tells you the difference of a super late model machinists bring the crate late models. But some of the finest crate late model drivers in the region. This person can absolutely still has
Yes, comparison maps.
AJ Campbell will get one lap onto the speedway, the 94 car. That's AJ Campbell. Chris Schneider also signed in. He did not make a time. Colton Footer was out there. Problem with the transponder. We're not sure what the issue was, but hopefully that can get fixed by the heat race times. Here comes that 94 of AJ Campbell. Unfortunately, after all that, the transponder not working on the 94, so we got him manually at 19.420, which would put him about 18th quick out of the cars that have qualified. Puts him way down on the list. But you can see the problems he had. He was sawing on the wheel down the back stretch, couldn't keep that car pointed in the right direction. It's okay to slip and slide in the corner a little bit, but when you're going down this back stretch, you want to be true as narrow.
Alright, time for the 410s.
Trying to get the 94 car over the scales, but along with the transponder malfunction, it seems that maybe his receiver's malfunctioning as well, so we'll have to go get that squared away as he backs back into his trailer. Looks like we got sprint car qualifying on deck now as we get a few people across the racetrack loop. And these cars were going way too fast for me to look at numbers and figure out these driving.
Yeah, this is when you just watch the timesheet, talk about it. But a little inside baseball on the radios here, Nick. We are too close to the airport to run the traditional, regular channel.
I believe the default receiver channel.
Receiver channel, which is just 0 on the receiver. So you have to run a special channel, and if you don't get that information as you draw, it tends, well, it doesn't tend, it just happens to be a massive issue. It keeps talking up here, and we have no way of controlling you on the racetrack. So hopefully that all gets itself situated.
I did get a little ahead of myself, but I'll qualify. We're going to do hot laps first.
Do hot laps on the sprint cars first. Not hot lap qualifying. We're not that unfair on here. People are still crossing the racetrack. Let them go out there now. We have Bob Felmy out there. And
on the
Well, there's no
John
sense of
Deere.
urgency.
Both those cars
La-di-da.
are family sponsored machines. Over there in turn number 4 and turn 1. I'm not 100% sure those sitting out there, but just 2 AJ Flick on the bottom, potentially. Sprint cars are hard to keep track of at times. Thank God they're wing sprint cars. Wingless sprint cars around here are a absolute mess to try to keep track of. And you're usually trying to prepare for a race from out there, Nick. Let me tell you what, from up here, from my vantage point, trying to keep track of those guys, shoot, it's not a hurt cat.
That 3 car from John Sherrick being pushed off now, getting out of front straightaway, followed by the 6 from Bob Bellway.
And Bob Bellway only feature win here in 1995. Ran pretty well here last year, but then we go through right tons for the most part, so we'll take my memory for it. But there's a 33 out there.
That 33, Brent Mattis coming around, turns 3 and 4 right now.
As for the
Jay is Jonah August. That 11P, all black 11P car is Dylan Norris.
And the 19. Tyler Esch, I believe. Just the the 19 car.
Like we got all of our sprints, the first flight of hot laps pushed off. Jeff
Green flag gonna drop across in front of the 14 car.
Got it blown up.
Tyler,
Still running.
It is running though. Hopefully it's a oil line or maybe a valve cover gasket really blew out of it. A lot of oil on the tank. Hopefully it's not anything too terminal, but definitely not the way you want to start your second lap of hot lap.
he's on the hot seat like a pirate owner. Wow, wait. Man, not a great start either for the 14 from Zane DeVault.
As far as times go from that first group, John Sherrick was on quick out of that group with a 16.043. Bob Bellway the second quick 0.080. And Tyler
Two of them had
Esch,
issues.
19, before the fireball game, he was third quick with a 16.233. cars out there. That's my way to push them on. Moisture on the back stretch is nice. Probably where maybe from, I assume, the 19 yard. Yes. So we're super stuff that's going to be out of the racetrack. Unfortunately, it's not too much oil, but it looks like it's going to bring it good. One time, I think it's pretty awesome. Fortunately, somebody under the sprinkler on the night corrected the string to cornball, Arabic cornball.
And if I had my readers on, I probably wouldn't see that on my radio.
I have any reasons, maybe. Yeah, we touched on that. Probably won't hear the last. All right, who else we got out there?
I do see the 13 of Brandon Maddox making his way between turns 3 and 4.
29 car out there. Another 29. That's the Sabo. White and red Sabo. And yeah, looks like that's a 5W out there as well. Oh, Jeremy Weaver. Jeremy Weaver, Hollywood. All right. Where do you think these are? I think it's 5. Alright, once the push trucks pull in, we should be ready to go here. One lap through that moisture for the sprint car, that's it up. Our last push truck brings ready into the infield. Gonna get wound up here and take on turn 6 and turn 3 and 6. One of my favorite nicknames in racing, Tonawanda Tornado. Matt Farm.
That is a pretty good one. How want to do Tonawanda? Tonawanda?
I don't know, it's in New York. I'll win that Jeopardy with one name ever.
I just assume he gets to New York.
No, I know it's in
Well,
New York.
so.
Yeah, he's a really big Rangers fan. 22 of Brandon Bidhaler rolling out there, the 01 we believe. That 01 car.
So he's going to be Jimmy Shaver in the 01. If you're looking at my race pass, he's still listed as 49A, but for the last 01.
Not big ship. The 11 car. A couple of 11 signed in. I was Nathan McDowell.
One guy, pretty sure.
of our last trip. There's 5 cars sitting over in turn number 1. The car on the bottom hit by the light pole is the Super 8 split.
There's AJ Spillane going around. What else we got out there? Number 46 and Michael Bauer is out there coming to the floor right now. The hair is round by. Maybe dog.
Four W. Casey Weaver. There's our last car. Casey Weaver. Casey the K. And that's the last car being pushed off. Pile of guns. Got pushed off, they go down the back straight off the turn. Looks like our racetrack is clear, and we're going to wind them up here momentarily. We're going to go green on the 2 AJ of AJ Fleck as he's currently rolling. I'm surprised at how well that ball was running. What we wanted out of it was not going in. What's going to be interesting is the lead up, if he takes off with that little groove right now. You kind of got to figure that when the sprints go out to the forward line, they're all going to be around the bottom of the racetrack. The time trial, because of the lead, get that stuff going on, and kind of watch it back out to go a little bit here in the afternoon.
It's starting to lighten out.
For somebody who's never taken a lap around here, how does the track change when loose stuff gets kicked up, bottom gets up, is there a better line than not around? Well, when you start your starter on Saturday night, the
like that's rough. Just want to stay out of that. There's not a lot of turkey in that winter. There's nothing to make it a little difficult to see out there. Sorry about that. Our push trucks up front here, it's going to be a little different. Down the pit road on the infield side of that guardrail. Third one exit. And as opposed to what hot laps that you see the races, we're up from the cars out of the racetrack. We're going to qualify 2 cars at a time, and we're going to start with the 6 cars off. Quicker for John Jarrett. All right, looks like we got the 19 fixed after that little mishap at hot laps. He's getting pushed off now. That's 19 of Tyler Esch. Car behind him also cut out of hot laps early. That's going to be the 14 of Zane Javalt. And what we should see happen here is they come out of turn 1 onto the racetrack. Tough break for Zane Javalt. Ducked out a hot lap there, we saw that. And didn't make it a full lap.
into qualifying effort. Group number 2. Still holds the provisional pole spot. Fastest qualifier so far here in the 410 sprint cars. All right, looks like we got a little bit of moisture at the bottom of turn 1 going into turn 1. One of our last 2 qualifiers. So we're going to send our super stuffers out real quick, take a look at that moisture. The way that these guys have been running time trial laps, they've all been going to the bottom of turn 1. We want to make sure we have safe braking conditions before we send them out there. These sprints are going into turn 1, upwards of 115 or more miles an hour at the end of that front straightaway. Again, shout out to Los Angeles Motorsports for sponsoring the Super Stuffer. I guess a UTV, if you want to call it that, a side-by-side as some of you might call it, but back with us again this year, helping out. Doing a great job, keeping not only the racetrack safe, but keeping our Super Stuffers mobile and quick.
Must be good to go. Came back in.
All right, so it seems like that line we see going into turn 1 would have been from the rear tire of our last qualifier. Where they shut it off at the brakes going into 1 and just kind of dragged through the mud there a little bit. Definitely wanted to check that out. Hit the racetrack now for group number 4 is the 5 of Jeremy Weaver. And he'll be followed by the number 33. So there he is in 7th place with an 18.066. A little bit of a delay. Not great for Brett Mattis, but Hollywood Jeremy Weaver. The update just came through. He's now top of the board. 29 of Logan McCampbell. Our final qualifier for group number 2, for race number 2, is 22, Brandon Fitzgerald. Number 1 was in the mid-16, quick time here, just a 17.013, so track's definitely changing here around there, Nick. We're definitely going to expect that as the day goes along, especially with afternoon racing, the sun's shining bright. Alright, so both cars got one time lap. This 16.8 spun out. He will be done for this group. The 15 is coming on. We'll get a second time lap. We'll be the racetrack leader. Wait for those times to come through. Tyler Jr., I think, will be done for this group. He'll be back for the 8 race. While we have them in advance, if you're interested in the 50-50, the proceeds go towards the Sturgeon Fire Department tonight. 25 chances to win for $10. Now for the 50-50, again, the proceeds from the 50-50 go to the Sturgeon Fire Department tonight. 25 chances for $10. Those tickets are being sold in the bar area in the Ribbonsbacher Club. So head down if you're interested in sort of thing. I'm usually pretty lucky at 50-50, but they're available. I don't think I've ever heard of an announcer actually win a 50-50. I've won one time. Not here, but when I worked games, there were always in the office. And it's always fun to walk in there with your, associated team gear and be like, yeah, you're also paying me to be here, and I won the 50-50. So, a little bonus here.
Schaefer. So unfortunately, we still don't have a time on the 01, still having transponder issues there. Looks like
Our last qualifier here will be the number 2, the AJ. Leave that second quick in this group, but our timing and scoring has both groups at 2 to 3 combined up here, so. I believe you're right, Nick. I think Creed Kellenon is the quick time in this group 3. Might have been the 68 I heard from the officials to our right as well, so. We'll find out when those heat race lineups are released. But for now, that ends qualifying for our sprint cars. Here's what I'm excited for here, Nick. We got fenders back on race cars.
Oh, here we go.
Crown Vic class,
Making the first of 4 scheduled appearances here at Dirt's Monster Half Mile. And I learned today that you can rent one of these.
You can rent a race car?
You can rent a Crown Vic. I know there's at least 2 rentals in this class. I won't spoil who it is yet until they get out on the racetrack. But we're going to cross some folks over here, so we'll have to build the excitement for just a little bit more.
Somebody tells Tyler Harris that I will not be working with their back here on the race car.
Well, I'm thinking the same thing as we Crown Vics are here the next time the Pro Stocks are not. There's going to be one of these with a 10 on the side.
Well, she said, Alex.
Ooh! All right, fans. Here's the deal.
Rear end's on. They can't change it before the heat race. So they're going to talk about terrible luck. You know?
So we have one more set of hot laps that are going to come out on the racetrack as soon as we get some folks across. We'll have our Crown Vics. But after the Crown Vic hot laps, before we get into our heat race action, while we do a little bit of track maintenance, we're going to have our wheelbarrow races. So we're looking for about 10 volunteers, 5 groups of 2. Luke is heading down with the wireless microphone and down in the same area where we have our costume contest. If you want to take part in the wheelbarrow race,
$10 for it.
Frank, I'm looking at you. If you want to take part in that wheelbarrow race, go down and see Luke.
There you go.
And he'll get you set up as soon as we get our 5 groups. Looks like our racetrack is clear and the Crown Vics are going to make their way out for their hot lap session. Yep, these 10 volunteers for the wheelbarrow race. Why don't you just have to sit in the wheelbarrow? And why do you have to try to push you across the line? Dump you out of the dang thing. All right, our Crown Vics are making their way out on the racetrack. I believe they'll be getting a green, white, checker hot lap session. First car out is being 98 of Quit Yellow, followed by the yellow number 48 car, which is going to be Mike Bacalon. Green number 119, and I'll tell you where they're from, but honestly, the print's too small by those, and I really I can't quite see the number on the white car. We're going to hit when they get up here to the front. Sounds like it's the number 220 car. That's going to be Scott Mitchell. Oh, by the Sheldon. This is the rental car that we talked about up here. They rented those cars in the same race. The number 17 is multi-time track champion, multi-division track champion, Steven Sheldon. And following behind him is going to be Jack Sheldon, number 17P. There's more short gray color with white nose on the back straightaway. Getting control swinging with 34.5 miles. About 16 miles an hour. And that's going to be the number 83. That 83 car is Ed Vogel, 83 being scored. We're going to turn on the lights to get the stars out here. We don't have a transponder reading on 98, but I can tell you right now our top 5 are 17 is Steven Shelton with a 24.530. Ed Vogel, 83, is second with a 24.541, only 11 100ths behind. Scott Mitchell's third with a 25.086. Fourth is Brady Table with a 25.092. And the 48 of Mike Bacalong is fifth with 25.454. We'll run a lap time for the Crown Vic that we used to run with the Gear Stocks 24 years ago when I started racing in that class.
I talked to my mom and dad before they had this life. It was only 1 pound.
As I answer this text message from my wife asking if the races are on TV tonight, they kind of remind everybody about our partnership with First TV. I've already a long time ago, so I really want that. All right, our last section will have that. Maverick Mike and Adam. Steven Sheltman, Ed Vogel, and then the 20th, Scott Mitchell. Brady Chables in 4th, and Wesley Reed is 5th. So this time I'm going to go throughout Beverage, and I'm going to hand the microphone back over to track operations manager Tyler Harris. And I have to guess, I think him and Big E are going to have a little announcement for us.
Yeah, we're getting ready for our wheelbarrow races. So if you want to participate in a wheelbarrow race, Luke Yost, our track announcer, is down there. Go see Luke. Doesn't cost you anything.
We already got 2 teams. We got Rush Modified competitor, Dick Jordan French. And we've got the team that supports day drinking, brought to you by Rolling Rock.
Oh, okay. There you go.
They got sponsors. Jacob's got sponsors.
Yeah, no, I don't see no sponsors on that head, on that hoodie down there. You think you can beat them? You think you can beat them? Head on down there.
You think you can beat him? Somebody's got to ride. Somebody's got to push. It's not that hard. It's not hard. It's not that hard.
It's just a little bit of labor.
Yeah, we're trying to find the next employees of 2020 Landscaping Tree Service.
Fly now, 2020landtree.com.
Well, I think that's it for the qualifying and hot laps. We'll upload the videos from the races as soon as we can. Thanks for watching, guys.
To do some maintenance.